ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. This is Rob the Mad Hatter from the biggest show in the world, Sports Bettors TV, opening up with a killer rock track, courtesy of my boy, the Dream Kid. Thanks a lot for that, man. That kind of got my juices flowing, bro.
No, actually, that was recommended by Rick Lopez, player.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, Rick Lopez
big ups to him.
He hit me out, and he said a couple weeks ago, and I was telling him, I don't know, Hatter's kind of rough with the rock tracks.
Nah, kind of feeling that, though. It's a little on point, man. You know what I'm saying? I like all these, inspirational instrumentals. You know what I mean?
Right.
So what's good, man? How was your night last night?
Hey, the night was incredible. I had a good evening, just hanging out with the fam. The kids went to to camp. They started their first day of camp yesterday, so they were all excited. They came home and talked to me about that, and just hanging out with the kids and around the house, doing all my little odds and ends and stuff that I got to get done around here yesterday. So it was a nice day, very nice and relaxed. How about you?
Oh, definitely, man. Same thing. It was nice to kind of just, I worked really late. Went to the gym, got back, chilled with the bride a little bit, kind of popped on the home run derby a little bit just to see a little bit of it. And I don't know, man. I couldn't really get into it, bro. Did you watch any of it?
I watched none of it.
No. Well, big ups to Todd Frazier for winning in his home park, man, in Cincinnati.
Yeah, I watched. I don't know why. I don't I'll catch it maybe on SportsCenter later or something, but I just don't really I don't get into it. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, man. Well, Todd Frazier beat Jock Peterson, the rookie from the Dodgers, there in the home run derby, right in front of his home crowd of Cincinnati, man. So, hey,
I always laugh about the guy, the dude, whoever they get out to pitch the balls to him in the home run, because it's like you gotta throw like the perfect ball for them to hit it out of the park, or a nice ball. I'd be like throwing the balls in the dirt trying to play catch. You know what I mean? If they get closer to getting a record, it'd be like, that's why you can't play like the baseball game, like the show and the MLB games. You struggle playing them online because whenever you play them online against another person, it starts out, they find out whether they can throw the ball over the plate. You can hit it. Once you've established you can hit it in a home run, you won't get no more balls thrown over the plate.
Yeah, right. Exactly, man. Exactly. So, hey, that happened, and tonight is the All-Star game, player.
Yeah, I know. I will take a look at that. I'll take a couple peeks at the All-Star game, as it should be. It usually is a little bit on the entertaining side.
Definitely, man. Well, your starting pitchers tonight, brother, are, let's see who I got here. The NL is starting Mr. Zach Greinke, going 35 2/3 innings without a score in his, in the major leagues. And we'll see. Hopefully he doesn't give up a run tonight, man. And then for the AL, you got Dallas Keuchel going, man.
You know what's funny is, during the All-Star break, and even with the home run derby, I have noticed that the guys who blow up and have great performances, they have tend to come back off of it and especially the home run derby winner. The home run derby winner in years past has come back and bombed.
I know, man. I know. We'll see. The rookie was really good, Jock Peterson. He was really good. I mean, young kid. Just smacking the balls out of the park. I mean, he had to advance against Pujols to make it happen. Right.
Because I remember one year I had Bobby Abreu. He was one of my fantasy baseball players in my league, because I did try fantasy baseball for a minute. I actually enjoyed it. I shouldn't say that. I actually enjoyed fantasy baseball. But Abreu was on fire that year going into the All-Star, going into the home run derby. He won the home run derby, and then after that, I want to say he hit 3 home runs for the rest of the season. It was killing me. He went absolutely dreadful in the tank after he won the home run derby. It was just terrible.
Well, I think Pujols would have advanced to the end, because what happened was, I guess one of his batting gloves was really sweaty or something like that, so he kept getting over the ball and hitting ground balls, man. So he ended up losing in that round, but that was pretty much all I watched of it. I didn't watch the end of it, man. But like I said, man, big ups to Frazier for making it work.
No doubt. You got some trouble in Dallas, son.
What do you got, man?
Des Bryant is not a signed player. What you mean? What do you got?
Oh.
Yeah, Wednesday. The deadline is Wednesday.
Uh-oh.
And he's saying that he is not, He is not going to show up to camp without a deal. I mean, it's coming down to the wire.
Damn, he'll probably sign. Oh, he'll get on there. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens with that, man. But hey, you know, a lot of crybabies have come in and out of Dallas, huh? A lot of them, man. Remember T.O. whining, dude? It's my teammate. that was one of the funniest interviews I ever seen, man. With the teammate one, man. That's funny. But big ups to everybody that's out here on Twitter, man. I got my man JC, hashtag SBTVNation, enjoying all the way from South America, kid. Let's see who else I've got. I've got 20 already. I got Tip Talker out there. Got Joseph Del Rosario. Got my man G Rose. Get a Vegas bookie. C Rodriguez Jr. System Pick 63. Jordy Best. Let's see who else I've got. I got my man Yato. I got Marlon on here. Richard Comack. What's up? Casano. Tanakis. Let's see who else I got, brother. Ciroc King J, all of our notable fans, kid. Buddy the Dog. What's up, brother? Rick Lopez, Jim Road is a douche, Irvin, and my man D, just to name a few. Postal Pete is out there, Sports Shark. What's up, guys? It's a dream. A lot of people took a lot of good information out of my future system yesterday, player.
Oh, I'm awesome that they did that. That's great for them.
But you were not one of them. So
I was not. Well, wait. Futures isn't my thing. Futures is not my thing, so to say. And you guys know we talked about this in the past. I'm not big on futures, and I'm especially not big on like winning the big game. Now, if you want to talk to me about who's going to win their division, you know, who's going to win the pennant, you know, who the last two teams are going to... I need multiple... I think the future should be about multiple opportunities, not just about one opportunity, because only one team's going to win the World Series. So, to me, I feel... This is my opinion and my stance. It's kind of frivolous to spend money on a bunch of teams. I know any team could win it, but for the most part, I think you have to narrow it down to there's probably 4 teams that are probably gonna actually really win it or really have a real legitimate shot at winning it. I don't really think that especially in baseball, you get that off the charts long shot that comes through and win it. I mean, for the most part, over the last few years that I can remember, most of the teams projected to kind of do well or go to the World Series or whatever win. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, K-Sizzle was only called by the evil genius at the beginning of the year last year. So, but they didn't win it.
But K-Sizzle wasn't. They weren't. But they. I mean, I'm saying not only by the evil genius, but I'm saying as far as like ESPN or MLB. If you look at the predictions at the beginning of the season, they're going to give you a list of like 10 teams that are going to be hot and that they expect to make it. Obviously towards the end. And for the most part, I think those teams were around at the end. I know in football and I know in basketball, the teams that were projected to win and to go to the finals were there.
Yeah, but every once in a while you got that UConn that wins. You know what I'm saying?
No, I didn't. Okay, so you're not listening to me, player. Yeah. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. What I said, though, is for the most part.
All right, gotcha.
Okay, for the most part, I said in professional sports, for the most part, especially, the teams projected to win are the ones that go. So I find it a little bit, like for me to go put money on the Mets, yeah, I know the Mets got a chance and it's possible they could do it. To me, that's a waste of money.
Mets are a dangerous team, though, dude.
That's just how I feel.
All right. Well, speaking of underdogs, let's jump around a little bit to the world of golf, man, because your boy Tiger Woods is right now. He's going to be going into the British Open on Thursday, dude. He's a 30-1 shot to win it all. He's in a 7-year slump, dude. You realize that
Tiger Woods has not been right since his incident.
You're right. He's got 14 major titles. He's trying to catch Jack Nicklaus there for the record, but he's got a couple more to go, man. And he turns 40 in December. He's ranked number 241 in the world of golf as far as rankings are concerned, and he's a 30-1 shot. I mean, he's got some stiff competition, man. He's got Jordan Spieth, is the overall favorite to win that thing at plus 595. That's your boy.
Right.
Dustin Johnson's ahead of him. Ricky Fowler's ahead of him at 16-1. Dustin Johnson's about 11-1. This all goes down on Thursday, man. You going to get involved with your boy Spieth a little bit or what?
I am not. I don't really gamble on golf, Brett Player. My thing. I want to talk about Tiger Woods for a minute. And the Tiger Woods thing to me, it's so sad. Because you got a guy that, really at the top of his game and really just like a phenom. And his off the course life, it looks like it has affected his on the course life. And Tiger Woods is a great example of why I like to try to keep my life in perspective, and maybe should be an example to us as gamblers as well. Why maybe you have to learn how to juggle both and successfully do it and not go overboard on any one aspect or the other, because it just can lead to different things, which can lead to a disastrous outcome. And in his case, it looks like all the off the course stuff that went on in his life, has led to his demise. And it's sad because the guy like he should right now be still winning at a high level, which he would. He already is like one of the best golfers ever to play the game. But just think if he didn't have that thing happen to him, that I equivalent that as being what his issue is as far as his demise. If that didn't go down, think how many more. You're saying 8 years. That's 8 years more worth of winning majors that he would have had under his belt. Guy would have been like just completely phenomenal. Beyond a phenom. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like
definitely.
A whole nother level of it. If you didn't have that fall off.
Well, yeah, I got a bunch of people on Twitter talking about it. Doc says, golf is better when Tiger is relevant, man. I agree. He really, puts it down.
It's not just only Tiger. It's relevant. We saw awesome with Tiger. Anyone who comes along that can do what he did in the beginning of his career will create that buzz for us. It's not necessarily just him. It was him at the time because, came out of nowhere and, all of his accomplishments for getting in the game very early. And of course, I would assume that, yes, his color probably also, added to a little bit of the attraction as well, because that was a little bit out of the ordinary. And it definitely is, better for golf on the mainstream. But, that's not to say is that if another guy comes along and does the same type of stuff that Tiger did in his first, few years of playing golf, that he won't replace that steam that Tiger once had. So to me, at this point, it's just sad seeing him hang around, and now he will end up getting remembered for this in the demise as opposed to the greatness that he once had. So, and I don't know that he's going to get it back.
I don't know. We'll see, man. He's, like I said, he's turning 40 in December. He's still, he's still out there training and doing his thing. So we'd like to see, I'd like to see him get the record. But it's gonna take a minute, man.
Dude, I don't know that, and of course it's my opinion, and guys, what do I know? You know what I'm saying? But I don't know that he will ever be back, man. I think it's just, I don't know if it's I would assume it's a mental thing. They try to give us a couple little physical issues, but I honestly don't believe that it's a physical thing. I think it's a mental thing, and I don't know, man. It just looks like, we talk about karma all the time.
Yep.
And we talk about positivity, and then you look at a guy that did whatever this guy's done, and it's that stuff's not really into my business. And I'm not trying to be a judge of that, but apparently Tiger's gotten involved in something, and on a karmatic way, if that's even a word that you can use, it's coming back at him, and it's coming back in a very negative way and absolutely destroying his career or his legacy. It's not destroying his career, it's destroyed his legacy.
Karmatic. Interesting.
Karmatic play. Karmatic. Let's move it on, man.
Well, speaking of off the court and off the field antics, son, the Florida State Seminoles, dude. The coach laid it the smack it down on them. Coach said, "Yo, you guys can't go to bars anymore, dude." He banned all the players from going to bars, man. Dude, you're a college student and you can't go to a bar anymore. Wow, that's brutal. So what classifies as a bar? What if they go to Chili's or something like that? Want to get food and step into the bar.
No, you can get food. You can't go up to the bar and Chili's, though. You know what classifies as bar. Don't try to play me, son. Listen, sometimes that's how it's got to go down. You know what I mean? If cats don't know what's going on, they don't know what it is, listen, you know what? You're a month away from what we're trying to get at and trying to get done. If you can't follow the rules at this point, then you're out of there. Don't let me catch you at the bar.
I know. So, I mean, it's just, it's crazy because, I mean, the quarterback already got, they had the video and all that stuff. We talked about it last week. But then the running back, I guess, is accused of hitting a woman, too, dude, in a parking lot.
Right.
Dalvin Cook, I guess, the girl was having a problem with one of the wide receivers, and then he jumped in, and apparently, according to sources or whatever, people that were there, that he started swinging at the girl, dude. What the hell's going on with the world, man, these days? A lot of women
the world is crazy. But that's just, I mean, it's because we are into sports and we delve into this and, we're gambling on these. And dude, one more reason why not to gamble on these serious ones. These are the people that you're gambling on.
Yeah, right.
It's like that song where kids listen, these are the people in your neighborhood. These are the people that you're gambling on.
I know,
I
know.
And the education level and the decision. I mean, if these kids are making these kind of decisions, then you could understand how cats are throwing interceptions or somebody was wide open and you missed him. Because, I mean, your head just ain't on straight.
I feel you, dude. I feel you. I mean, and that goes to show you, too, what the personal lives can really do as far as your performance is concerned. You know what I'm saying?
That's another point. That's another excellent point you're making there. You look at Tiger's personal life and go back to Tiger once again, and this is what we're saying. Now, if Tiger was like a quarterback in the NFL, he'd probably be like, Cutler.
Yeah, like Jay Cuddles. I bet you can't wait to see Jay Cuddles' face this year again,
no,
man.
I can't, because I know that Cuddles, the one thing I do know about Cutler is he's not getting me this year.
Yeah.
I got a picture. You know how they put a picture up of a game and they circle it? I got a picture up in the room next to where my computer is where I gamble at, a picture of Jay Cuddles on it saying, remember how much money this guy lost for you last year and you believing in him.
Jay Cuddles, kid. Oh my God. The Bears are going to be bad, aren't they?
I got him with that smug smile that he has that I can't stand. If guys talk about Eli, in his look afterwards, oh, God, nothing's worse than Cutler in his look. And then Cutler does that crybaby thing where he wants to blame other people. I am a rat with him. Trust me, he's not getting a penny of my money this year. I got to be honest with you. You know who I'm big on this year? My guy this year, and I think I'm expecting big things. A couple of teams I'm expecting big things out of in football, as long as everybody else. I think the addition of Jimmy Graham to the Seattle Seahawks is unbelievable. I think they are going to be a monster because you're talking about a team that was already a good team, already fundamentally sound, and they're just adding pieces to the puzzle that I think will make them a lot better. I'd love to see them get, like one off-the-charts wide receiver, Like, if they had one off-the-charts wide receiver to add to that team, it would just be a serious problem. But the other team that I'm really looking at that I think is going to really be, this could be their breakout season or breakout year, not necessarily breakout because they were good last year too, Indianapolis Colts, dude. I think it is coming of age for my man Andrew Luck, who I believe is the next great quarterback, the next, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. The next guy we're talking about is Andrew Luck. I think he's really, really going to show what he's all about this year. And not that he hasn't shown it in the past, but I really think that, that this is going to be really his year to really dominate. I think, guys, from a fantasy standpoint, I think Andrew Luck is going to be your go-to, is your guy to get this year. I really do.
Yeah, especially when you look at the division, who he's got to go against. The Texas, or the, what do you call it there? Houston's got a pretty good defense, but, I think he could have some really big games in that division, dude.
Yeah, I do. I do. I like Andrew Luck. I like what he's shown us in the past anyway already. And I think that obviously I think they added a couple of more weapons to him. I think the running game will it will stiffen a bit, even though I don't think they're going to ever really rely on that running game still, because the type of athlete that he is and his ability to throw the ball. And they've always been a throwing, offense. Even back when Peyton Ball was there, they always want to throw the ball. So I don't feel that we got to, that they're going to actually really, key in on the running game. But I expect him just to really do his thing this year and just really be very successful at it. They, done a couple little things with the defense. The defense will always be, something that you're going to have to keep your eye on, but other than that, I think it will be, it'll be pretty interesting.
Well, with the, other than the Patriots game, I mean, the defense towards the end of the year kind of stepped up, man.
Right.
I mean, you saw what they did to Peyton Ball. They they confused the hell out of them, dude. So
stop it. I don't believe that defense had anything to do. I don't believe that Peyton was confused, but I still don't know what happened to the Broncos in that game. Hey, in other news, ironically, Demaryius Thomas's mother had her sentence. Yesterday, President Obama took 46 sentences and commuted them. And one of the people whose sentences got commuted was Demaryius Thomas's mom. So that's a very interesting story right there, that he happened to commute 46 people and she happened to be one of them. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Do you feel like maybe Thomas got a little bit of preferential treatment?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know anything about that, man. Send me the link to that story. I'd like to read about it. I will. All right, and a couple of other things here, man, real quick. We are going to break down the All-Star game, guys. We're going to talk about, the odds and stuff like that. Probably when Philly Picks comes on. I'm sure he's going to, I'm sure he's all over the American League since they are an underdog. But
Philly Picks says that he won. He's going to be a little bit late. He hit me with if he can make it. He said that he didn't have a lot, so hopefully he will want to talk about the baseball as well, because he kind of, I guess, had a couple other things going on in his life, and
all good.
Okay.
He's been on several times, man, and we actually owe him a co-host.
We owe him a co-host spot. I know. He's like, I mean, he wanted the spot, and then I don't know. I try to come through. It's like I'm trying to pay my bookie, and he's like, "Nah, I'm good."
I know, right? He's like, "Nah, keep the cash. It's all good. Don't worry about it. Save everything. You owe me one." You know what I mean? Yeah, because if you guys don't remember, I think it was who was it? It was Houston versus the Clips. Was that it? Yeah. Houston with the Clippers, man. I think you had the Clippers and he had Houston, and I think you guys had a little wager there.
No, I think it might have been. It was one game. Actually, I think it was before that. I think it was with the Grizzlies. I think it was Golden State versus the Grizzlies, and I think it was like game 2 that they won. Yeah. That's that right. They won in Memphis. I think it was that. That's the game. I think it was that we wagered on, and he won.
All right, I got you, man. Got you. Well, dude, how about your boy McGregor, man, for the UFC? I guess he's got to fight Aldo now for the title, and that's the unification. That's happening in December or January, so they got a long way off from that. But McGregor opens at minus 180, bro. A lot of people are betting him now.
Hey, that's good. I like that they're a long way off from it, because I like for these guys. One of my other issues with that league is that the training preparation and I think the guys fight a little bit too soon. So I like that we've got you said December, right?
December or January.
All right, so what are we at now? We're at July.
Yeah, you got a long way to go there, bro.
You got like 6 months, but you need that. I mean, you need
I agree.
proper preparation for training. I feel you need a minimum of 6 months, to get ready for a guy. View their film, get your training camp together, get your training on, get your training regimen, do what you got to do. Yeah, you got the foundation of it already in play. I get that. But now you got to, you may have to completely change some things to be effective fighting this particular individual. So I think you need a minimum of 6 months to make that happen. And I like that they gave him that much time.
Oh, definitely. And it creates the buzz too, like
yeah, definitely.
Because that will be like, because I feel what they're trying to do is like what they've been trying to do with boxing. Just they're not having they're not having an easy time doing it with the outside of like Pacquiao and Mayweather, but they're trying to create the buzz over this guy. You know what I mean? And I think that spacing it out that far, they could really promote the hell out of it, dude. And you know what? They'll bring in record numbers for something like that, I would think.
I would think so too. They can and they will. For me with them, like I said, one is the volume of sheer volume of competitors that they have, and then the every week, fighting kind of thing that goes on there. That if they, like you said, if they spaced it out, cut down on a few matches, maybe space it out, maybe it would get a little bit better of a buzz, like you said, promoting it. I don't know if they got to go to once a month and promote the heck out of it, every 3 weeks, and then the big fight happens once a month. That might make it a little bit better. But I definitely agree with you, the promotion angle of it, and waiting the 6 months, and hopefully they're going to be on top of that. And then it also helps when you have an eccentric individual, and this McGregor, he is a beast. I mean, when you think about boxing and you think about you start talking about boxing, you think about the individuals. A lot of times it has been the individuals that have also helped the sport to gain its notoriety. You know what I mean? You think about a guy like Ali, and his personality, and that kind of personality and that kind of image, it's going to personify people to look and view the show or view what you're doing, or, check it out. You know what I'm saying? Because you got this guy coming out larger than life, mouth bigger than ever, going at it, talking, then backing it up. People are like, let me check this guy out. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and this McGregor guy got that kind of steam, man. Cocky, talks a lot of trash. And, it helps he's Irish, too, because Irish cats love squabbling. You know
Definitely.
me, y'all. It's always all about race. Cats always love me. Dream, you always talk about race. Listen, because it is what we are. It's the fabric of our nation, man. And I'm not, by any means, I'm not racist, prejudice in any way, shape, or form. I absolutely hate it and abhor it. But I like noticing the differences of the races. It's to me, it's very unique. And you notice it, like when you're out in public, when you stop, and I'm so much of a people watcher at time, and you watch people and you watch the different races as they, intermingle with each other, just how people act when they, different people when they're out. It's just very interesting. And I find that, I find the melting pot of it all when it all gets together. It just, it provides a lot of humorous things, because there's so many funny things about all of our cultures, all of our backgrounds, all of our races that just, that defines who we are, and it's just sometimes funny to watch.
Oh, all day long, man. All day long. And that's really cool, man. That's a nice little piece for you to say, man. So it's all good, dude. So I was just, as you were talking about the NFL, and I got my juices flowing a little bit. Son, you realize that the Seattle Seahawks are the overall #1 favorite to win the whole thing again?
I know, like they were last year, and that goes back to what I was saying in the beginning, that a lot of times the projected teams, end up right there in those big games, and I think the Seahawks, I don't know, like you said, Super Bowl is a tough one, because you get decimated by injuries. The football, when you go that far ahead, it can be tough just due to the injury factor. You lose. They could lose Marshawn Lynch week 1. They could lose, obviously, Russell. If they lose Russell Wilson, forget it.
Yeah.
All right, out of there.
I don't even know who their backup is. Who's their backup?
Yeah, I don't know who their backup is either. Joe Jelly Donuts.
Yeah, right.
Joe Jelly Donuts. I don't know who their backup is either, but football's rough, because obviously, how many guys out there had or remember the fantasy year where you had Tom Brady and he got hurt? Do you remember that year he got hurt week 1 or week 2? I think it was. It was like your whole season was a wrap. Even Castle came in and didn't do that bad of a job, but your whole season was like a wrap.
Oh, big time.
You would drafted like this dope. I remember the guy in the league we were in, he had like this dope team, and Brady was like the catalyst, and it was like just shut down all in like 1 week, and everybody was kind of like laughing at him and breaking his stones in the message board. So
a lot of trash talking goes down in the the fantasy, man. That's for sure.
You guys, you should have 2 years ago, and me and Hat was in the same league, because I'm a huge, obviously no big surprise to anybody that I'm a huge trash talker when it comes to fantasy sports. If my team is winning, if my team was on point that year, but Hat's team was dope. I gotta give it to him. His very first year playing fantasy football, my boy came through. He had the hat on, clipboard in his hand, and my boy had notes. He had done homework, the whole 9. You drafted a really dope team. I got to give it to you on that. His team was like murdering everybody. Like 100-point minimum, he was beating cats by in the league. Like other people are winning by, you know, margins of wins like 10, 15 points. Cat beat like everybody like by 100 points. He's like the the Minnesota Vikings the year they had Randy Moss, Chris Carter, and I forget Dante Culpepper as just beat. You remember when they were just running through everybody, winning by like 3-4 touchdowns? That's what's hat. And then he met his boy in the playoffs.
After I clean swept you throughout the season, too.
Clean swept me throughout the season, and then my team blew up in the playoffs, and I beat him, and it was, and you know, I never let him live that down.
No, definitely not, man. Hey, who's my boy Jeff Ryan just said MLB All-Star Game, a run in the first inning, no or yes stream. Greinke versus Keuchel. No is minus 125 and yes minus 105.
I'm all over the no.
You like that, huh? Oh, you found a little. Big ups to Jeff Ryan out there for.
Jeff Ryan, why you gotta be like the you gotta be the drug dealer and just come and give me a half a bag of crack, huh? Like, yo, come here, buddy. Let me talk to you for a minute. I got this new stuff. I just want you to just try it.
Here's a little bump.
You know what I mean? I got a little bump. I just want you to just try it. My man just gave me a little piece of crack. Oh man, why'd you just tell me that?
Oh my God! Well, we got to see who's at the top of the lineups. You know, the top 4. That's what I'd like to take a look.
Let's pull it up right now.
Pull it up right now, man. Let me. Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
I'm trying to. All right, let me see if I can. I'm in here looking. Whoa, that's interesting, man.
Yeah, I know. You got some power, kid. Who do you got in the? I mean, do you have it up yet, or do you need more time?
I'm pulling it up right now.
All right.
I got the pictures.
While you're doing that, let me just talk about who's retweeting our show. I got hashtag 808WhoMao. Let's see. I got Kiem Vu. I've got P for Prez. I've got Christos is out there. What's up? Got my man Jay. Got Yippa82 all the way in Australia. Got Gilbert Arizola. Yo, I really love the fact that we got people throughout the world that listen to us, man. 176 countries, dude. Got Frank Vinculato, who tore it up last week. Got Jay Cass, James Harrelson. Let's see who else. My man Brian Terrell. What's going on, brother? How are you? Got Vegas Girl 92661, Sleepy J at Pregame, Boston Boy, OJFB. What's up, guys? Everybody's feeling it today, man. Philly picks as well. So, any luck with that?
I'm still looking it up.
All right, no problem.
Hold on one second. I'm going one other place.
All right, no problem, guys. So
I got the preview, but I don't have the exact lineup of all the names on it. All
right, yeah, we got to look at like what I'm not so concerned with. I don't even know if they've put out the rosters yet. I know who's on each team, but I'd like to see who the leadoff batter is, who the cleanup batter is, all that, because that's going to be important, man. You know what I'm saying? And you might want to look at how these respective players are pitching, are hitting versus lefties, and all that, lefties, right? The whole package. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, take a look at that while you're out there, man, because that's really, really important, I think. But, kid, the no-score first inning, man.
I'm all over it.
I love it.
I might go ham. I'm joking. Oh, my God, please. I'm joking. You guys will be sloppy pitching going at it for the next.
You told them to do a whole bankroll, you fraud.
Oh, you just told the nation to go ham on the All-Star Game. Do you believe this guy to dream? What the hell is wrong with this guy? Oh, my God. I can't believe him. He's such a fraud. Dude, I wish I could smack that guy. I really do.
Oh, man. So speaking of the odds here, the National League is favored, guys, minus 116. You got a total here of 7 runs, Dream.
Son, I want to talk to you about something. I really want to talk to you about something.
All right, what do you got?
This is kind of controversial. I know you're probably not going to be with it, but I want to ask you this one question.
All right, I'll bring the controversy since there's other than the All-Star Game, there's no sports going on. But what you got?
Since we got no sports going on this week, honestly, and I'm not going to name any names, why don't we invite a critic on the biggest show in the world this week?
You want to invite? I think we could have the conversation after the show, brother.
All right. We'll talk about it after the show. I got to put a hat on the spot because I want y'all to hear. Because you know the trick. I'm always willing to break bread and rub elbows with one of the haters, I'll talk to him all day. But it's not Adder's thing, so I had to put him on blast right here on the show. And you see he didn't fall for it. He's like, hold on, we'll talk about that.
We can have the conversation. We can have the conversation. You know what it
is.
Talk
about that behind the scenes player.
Yeah, you know what it is. It's, you know what I mean? People that, I mean, dude, you know, people that don't have anything else to do and have absolutely no lives, like, well, you know, why even give them any kind of attention? You know what I'm saying?
I don't, but I just would, you know what? I would just seriously like to talk just to be like, okay, what's your issue? Okay, we don't do that. Next. Okay, we don't do that. Next. we didn't say that. Next.
Yeah, right.
Next.
Good point, man. Good point. So,
say it just so we can like be like, all right, let's put an end to all the nonsense right now. You're on. Talk to me. What is your problem? What's your issue? Let's go over it. Let's just clean out the closet right now.
I seen some cats that don't like us on all night, all day, all morning, and on like Friday nights. You know what I'm saying? When you're out, you know, with your bride, or you're doing this, and most people that have lives are out there, you know, drinking, out to dinner, getting laid, you know, stuff like that, you know. But these cats are on Twitter hating, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, what does that tell you? Just saying. So anyway,
son, I cannot pull up. I guess you're right. They don't have a roster set.
All right, well, that's going to be a big.
Okay, no, here we go. No, here we go. Okay, the American League, this is how they have it listed right now, and obviously they got lineup subject to change. The American League's got Mike Trout.
Oof.
Relax.
Right out the gate. Boom. Home run. Oh. There goes Dream's hand play.
By the way, Greinke ain't trying to throw him a meatball first pitch of the game.
Yeah, it is Greinke. Yep, okay.
All right, Mike Trout, Josh Donaldson, Albert Pujols. All right?
Oh.
I'm the only person I'm scared of is Trout.
You ain't scared of the machine? Pujols?
No. Only person I'm scared of is Trout. Not for the first pitch, first time up at bat, only person I'm scared of is Trout. On the national side, you got McCutchen, Frazier, Harper. Only person I'm afraid of is Harper.
Oh.
Look at you.
No, I get it though, but you gotta think of. I mean, you gotta look at how they're hitting against these pitchers or whatever. Because we'll see. We'll see what happens. You love it, huh?
Is it what's his name's ERA like 1 point? Keiko's ERA, Greinke's ERA is 1.39. How are they hitting against him? Not good.
Yeah, I know. And he has, they both have faced some pretty elite hitters in that this year. So yeah, you got to take a look at it. But yeah, I mean, hey. You know what? Even if you start a parlay with something like that, it might be something to take a look at. But let me let Philly Picks in here and see what he's got to say. Hold on one second. Do I got my man Philly Picks on the line today?
It's Bookie Philly today, man.
Phil, man, I am so sorry. You know what, Philly? Me and Philly were going at it a little bit behind the scenes, guys. And I guess I must. It's my bad that I didn't get back to you a little bit last week or the week before. I'm sorry. After we booked you on for today's slot, and that's my fault. So I'm gonna take the blame for that. And I'm sorry, kind of, for putting you on the spot now. And getting you on. I actually should have followed up with you, and that's my fault. Sorry, brother.
No problem, man. We're all busy, We all have things going on. You know what I mean? Thank goodness we got a little break.
Yes.
This is non-sports this week. So.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, definitely, man.
So,
Philly Picks. So, dude, Philly. So, have you? So you are like the king of underdog plays. Okay, every time I see you doing something, you got this live line going at like a plus 1,000 odds, and blah 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 and stuff like that. What is your method behind your madness? Why are you such an underdog player? I know the payouts are dope, but I'm sure you're doing pretty well in baseball with it. Talk to us about your mentality as far as why you're so involved in underdogs.
Well, first thing is that before a game starts, I look at certain teams as far as dogs. I tried playing favorites like everybody says. Man, you got to play some favorites. I try to play them. I lose them every time. The dogs, I look to see the value in. I read the numbers, percentages. I then go back and look at history, series, like how many games are won in the first series that they played, how many games that they won in the third series, whatever. I look at that, and then I look at a certain number during the live bet, and there's magic numbers. I can tell you that if you see a minus 340 and a plus 450, no, a plus 340 and a minus 450, the team with minus 450 is going to win and stay away from the other team. The other team most likely at plus 350 will win the plus 1.5, so that's a good bet. I do know that. If I see I like to find a favorite that I know that will win that gets down 2 to 3 points in a game, especially like on the second and third inning, and know that they're going to come back by my theory of my method of looking at something and saying, you know what, it's risky. It's worth the risk for me to put the money down to take this favorite that was normally at a minus 130, and I get them at a plus 400 because they're down by 2 to 3 points. And just like I got the Dodgers the other day when they were down by 2, and they came back and won, and I got that plus 290, which was great. When they were started off as a minus 152. So there's value in live betting.
That was versus the Brewers, right?
That was versus the Brewers. Yes, sir.
Cool deal. And I'm sure you're definitely taking the Toronto Blue Jays when they're down like 6 runs. I'm sure
I did the other day. I did the other day, and I got burned. But people were thinking I was crazy, and then they jumped up 8 runs. They got 8 runs right away and led the game the other day.
Yeah.
And then there was true value in there. I got them at. That was going to pay $1,000 something for $100. That was a good bet. But after you start thinking about it, if you have a team that's down by 8 runs, my way of thinking, how I think, and most people think I'm crazy, but I sort of think that sometimes games are controlled, and it's sort of a weird game. It was a weird game where one team got ahead, and the other team tied it, and they got ahead. And it was all I see it as this. They're using that to do live betting and to get more money on both sides. And then wham, at the last inning, home run, that's it, 11-10. They closed it out. They wasn't going to let the Toronto Blue Jays win because their money was so high on them. They wasn't going to pay it out. So that's just the way I see it. I know not everybody sees it the way I do, but that's how I play sometimes. And sometimes it's feast or famine. Either I do good, I look really good, or I look really bad, So I see dogs as value.
I got you. Dream, value. Your favorite word, Dream, value.
No, I know. Phil, I want to ask you, because I know that you've been doing a lot of live work, lately, especially with this baseball. Has that always been a part of your game to do the live, or did you just start it? Have you just started getting into that, or what's your?
I really started getting into it after they started. I have a mobile app. See, I live in Vegas, so with the mobile app, I can be at home watching the TV as the game's going on, putting it in, not sitting at a computer. In Vegas, they used to have it to where you just had to be at the counter, and you had to sit there and wait, turn your ticket in, and that was sort of a pain. But now that they got the live app, as the game's going on, I got the thing on showing the bets, the live bets changing continually, and you can see value in it. And then you can see how it goes back and forth, and you can see what they're really trying to counter you on, make you believe that it's going to be a certain way. And you're like, oh, okay, they'll raise it all the way. They'll raise it all the way up to like plus 700, but then it'll drop down to say minus 300. They're trying to get you to go on that side, So I just say, okay, the value's over here. Fail. I'll wait for the team to go down in points, and then I know them. And I don't know. I think that is the future of betting is there. I think it has a lot to do with what is going on with the games. I can tell you another game, St. Louis and Pittsburgh the other night. Pittsburgh's winning. Everybody's on Pittsburgh. Then all of a sudden, wham! St. Louis goes up by 2 runs. It's the bottom of the ninth, 2 outs left, and then what happens? Pittsburgh comes back up, gets 3 runs and wins the game. Well, that was all to get people to start betting, hammering St. Louis,
Wow.
So that's what they did. And then Pittsburgh took the money. They balanced it all out. Even though St. Louis was plus money at the game, then Pittsburgh went plus money. They balanced all that plus money out, if you understand what I'm saying.
Definitely. Oh yeah. I know the live lines are specifically to balance the money out. I totally get it. And you know, I have a question for you. Have you let's take a situation like the Toronto Blue Jays versus the Kansas City Royals the other day. Kansas City went up a touchdown, 7-0 right out the gate. Okay, and what was Toronto? Were they like you said like plus 1,000?
Toronto was. I want to say I got Toronto. It was plus 1,000. No, it was plus 1,100.
Plus 1,100. Okay. So now let me ask you a question. So you put $100 down to win $1,100. Now, when Toronto goes up in that game 8-7, do you ever go and bet Kansas City to protect your investment?
Yes, I do, and I kicked myself for doing that, for not doing that in that game.
Okay.
When they went down by 2 points, they were because Toronto Blue Jays went up by 2 points. It was like 8-6, I believe. The Kansas City went to plus. I want to say it was like plus 220, or maybe just a little, maybe plus 180. I should have took that too, and got at least got my $100 back.
Yeah,
There's
right.
a way of doing that.
Yeah, guys.
So,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I do that a lot. It's real hard. Like when I have a group that we text in here, hashtag the Shandy Crew. I like it. I like to put in what I'm playing, and then it's hard for me to tell them to counteract. So sometimes if that one thing I tell that I'm playing doesn't come through, they don't always get to see the counteract because I'm doing it so fast. Life bets change so fast, man. It's just it's really hard to do it unless you're doing it yourself. You know what I mean? You just can't cap that, or you can't tell somebody right away and they win. I sometimes post a lot and hope that people get in, but I love live betting. To tell you the truth, you just gotta be aware. You gotta be aware of numbers. I do know this. I know that I look at numbers. The numbers is the key. You can see certain live lines. Example. Dream was brought up about the little thing we had in the basketball. That was actually Memphis against Golden State when they were playing at home, the first game at home, when the Grizzlies they was not picked to win there. They actually went to a plus 450, okay, and was up at plus 700 in that game. They won the game at plus 450. Okay, so let's go back to last night to the All-Star Home Run Derby. Frazier was a plus 450. The numbers mean something, okay? Plus 450 a lot of times will come through if you pay attention to those numbers. People say I'm crazy for that, but I'm telling you that's how I monitor my stuff, and that's how I win a lot. So
nice, cool deal.
Yeah, I mean, I watch everything. When people watch the game, I'm watching numbers. I can't. So if you don't pay attention to every little detail, and especially in baseball's very. There's some guys tearing it up in this baseball thing, but baseball can be very tricky. Like the second half after the All-Star game, beware of Miami and a few other teams. They're going to start balancing out. In their brackets, they're going to start balancing out everything, and you're going to see a lot of teams that was losers. I don't think Philly, because Philly's really stinks, but you're going to see a lot of teams start to win, and then they're going to start balancing these games out, records out, so that they can have entertainment at the end and make it more exciting. For the games and for the playoffs. So be aware of that.
Oh, definitely. I agree with you. I think some of these teams that are that have been skidding the first half, I think they could turn it around. I really do. And the other way around too. That's why when I was talking about futures yesterday, I mean, like right now, Dream, I don't want to pick on your team, man. So I'm going to use another team. But let me think about this for a minute. You get a team like the let me just think off the top of my head who's like really bad right now that has a shot to turn it around. I'm just thinking of
the Brewers.
The Brewers, yeah, there you go. Dude, I mean, listen, they're in that division. I know that there's probably no way they can win this division. I get it, just because you got Pittsburgh Cubs and the Cardinals in there. But, you look at this team, and they have to play these teams, I want to say, like 33 times in the second half. So, I mean, for any of these teams like the Cubs that are going to be probably running neck and neck with, the Mets and, whoever else in the NL, I mean, the Brewers can come in and play spoiler. And I really feel that they can, maybe they get 2 out of 3 versus the Cards. Maybe they get 2 out of 3 versus the Pirates. Maybe they sweep the Pirates. Who the hell knows? And, spoils a lot of playoff aspirations, man. You know what I mean?
I just say, you got to look at the second half. You need to go back and look at the season's history of the series plays. Like, say you got a team that's played 10 times and you've got one team that's won 6 out of those 10 times. Well, most likely it's going to balance out. So if you look at something in a game on the second half that might look funny, the lines are funny, there's going to be a reason why that line is funny. It's trying to put you on this other side. So pay attention to that and then think about it, that maybe they're trying to balance out the series, making you go one way, but it's really going to happen this way.
Yeah.
Again, not everybody thinks the way I think. I know there's a lot to do, but that's just the way I play my game. I look at certain angles and I believe certain things, and I don't always trust that. A lot of people tell me, hey, do you know you picking so and so and this pitcher's playing or this guy's out. Chai Picks tried to tell me that the other day, and I'm like, okay, I don't really care about that, because what I do is I read numbers. But if I'm off of my numbers that day, I'm going to lose almost every game. But if I'm on my numbers, if the numbers are correct, so when I look at them in the morning, when I look at them, I could possibly win every game if I was to bet every game. But you can't bet every game in baseball and come ahead.
No,
you just can't do it.
No.
So. My rule, try to be truly advice to people, is play no more than 1 to 2, maybe 3 games a day, and don't try to group them up like, say, in a morning game. Don't try to have 2 games there. Just 1 game in the morning, 1 game mid-morning, 1 game at night, and you're most likely going to have better chances of staying positive and making money. If you look also with the numbers, if you look at like when they do the lineup for the day's games, and you look, say, like you go to statepregame.com or you go to Gold Sheet or anybody that shows a lineup of the games for the day, you'll see certain teams. You'll see like the 5 o'clock game and the 1 o'clock game, or you'll see the 10 o'clock game way up in the middle of the other. That was in the other group. It's to mess up the whole pattern of lose and wins and in that group of the day. So say if you read numbers like I do, that's numbers there for that one game is sort of manipulated to make you believe it's still going to be the same as the others, but it's actually not. I've caught on to that too, and that way you can't be consistent, and it really messes you up. So I can't wait for football season. Yes,
definitely, man.
This is actually my second year in baseball to really, truly try baseball. I haven't done bad, but I surely can't wait till football.
Definitely, man. A couple of quick things. I do have a question for you, but I just want to mention this piece again for the listeners. Guys, listen, so we were talking about live betting, okay? And what happens with live betting is that when you have a superpower team like offensively, like the Toronto Blue Jays, I'm going to keep going back to this example. So they're down 7 runs. He had him at a plus 1,100, so a $100 bet paid $1,100. Now, Toronto Blue Jays have a big inning. They come back and they take the lead in the game. Now you got Kansas City, who they're playing at a plus 180. So what you could do is you take $100 again and you put it on Kansas City. So the worst case scenario is that if Kansas City wins the game, which they did, you still made $80 because you made 180 on that bet, but you lost $100 on Toronto. Now, if Toronto wins, you're going to lose $100 with Kansas City, but you're going to make $1,100 with Toronto. So it's a really, really fun, exciting thing to do. That's basically you're doing like a hedge and an arbitrage, all at the same time. So something to take a look at, man. And one other question I have for you, dude. I like inverting favorites into underdogs with run lines. Do you get involved with run lines or adjusted run lines?
I do. I tell you, I have done run lines, and I tell you what, I'm not very good at run lines. I got to tell you that every time I've ever truly done run lines, it's always bit me in the butt. And I'm looking at myself, I wish I would have just took a money line, you know. For some reason, I see if you can take the dog, I have done it though, but if you can take a dog and get them at a reverse run line, you can make good money.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But what's pulled me off from that is you can get just as much value through this live betting. Now, I know everybody doesn't have that option to live bet. You know, maybe, in the future, everybody's going to have the opportunity to live bet. But that is the value. When you can be on a positive money on a game on both sides of the team, and you're sitting back, crack a beer, and you know that either way you're going to make money, that's a great play. It's fun. You just hope you're hoping that the one that you got the bigger plus money wins. But hey, if the one doesn't, you're still ahead, and that's always fun. So I know there's going to be plenty of that coming in football season. Your value, you get a lot of lives like that where you were just talking about, get on plus money. You can get that on a lot of it in basketball because there's always one quarter where the team's going to be up by 10 to 15 points. Then the other team's going to be up by 10 points. It does that, and then at the end it all balances out. But you can catch both sides, and I think Rob, you did that a lot in basketball.
Oh yeah, huge.
Where you were doing live betting.
I loved it.
Yeah, and I see, I'll see the season. The rest of the season's going to be fun with baseball. Just keep in mind that with all these records for the teams, they do start balancing out, and that's all to get to the playoffs and make it more exciting. Say this team's 2 games out, this team's 1 game out, and so on. And you're going to see that I don't know if it's that the teams are being told this or the heat gives to them or what. That's just my thinking, but how I look at it, and it sort of gives me the edge. Whatever gives somebody else the edge, that's the way you should do it. But I see every season, the records start balancing out, and then you get a few teams that start popping up. And a lot of times, it's the teams that you don't think that's going to be there is usually there for the race, So keep that in mind. There's a lot of these teams that are dogs are going to be valued for you in the second half of the season for baseball.
Cool.
So when you see these live lines, you're going to see a lot of plus and minus 200s. Remember that.
Yep.
Because right now you got some strong teams that's coming out with minus 200, and they're going to be losing. And everybody says, yeah, I know, there's minus 200 favorites. A lot of times they lose a lot. Well, there's a reason why.
Definitely.
They're trying to put you off that the other team by making another at minus 200. So, but the only team I recommend don't do that on is the Phillies.
Yeah, definly.
The Phillies are burned.
Yeah, they're really bad. The Phillies just want to get the hell out of there, man. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Good thing, the Mets, I think, is going to be a great play right now. The Mets it looks like their bats are starting to wake up. To tell you the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know. I got to see a little bit more of them. The Mets are notorious for this. They'll be up, down, up, down, up, down. So we'll have a conversation of it as we near October. But hey, Philly, we're already at the 10 o'clock spot, kid.
Thank you.
I hate it. I want to run a little bit over, and Phil, I know you know that I usually run my mouth, when guests come on, when people come on. But today, having you on, I got to tell you, I was excited to get you on today because, when you first came on and we first started talking with you, and this is prior to Vegas, and you were one of the guys that came out of Vegas, and you came and checked us out, and I love that. And I've got, there's not that I don't have respect for everybody, because I do have respect for everybody. But when it comes to gambling, I'm very finicky about the guys who I follow, especially if what they do is quite opposite of what I do. You happen to be one of the few people who, you gamble a lot differently than my style, but I have had to take a step back and really look at what you're doing and, try to tailor a little bit of what I do and add a little bit of what you do to my game, because I've seen the success. I've seen what I've seen what you've done. I don't know if the other guys have been watching, because you've been very transparent. You put a lot of stuff out on Twitter, and I know some of the stuff is bombed, and I don't care about that. If people think you're going to not lose bets, then this is the wrong business, because people are going to lose bets all the time. But I've watched what your stuff is, and I have learned a lot of different techniques watching your style. And like I said, for a guy like me who, been around for a while, done a lot of different gambling, tried a lot of different things, feel like I kind of almost know it all and haven't seen nothing new. It's refreshing watching you play and watching you do your thing, because I respect what you do. I really like what you do, brother. Thank you.
I see and learn from you also, and from other people that sometimes it's not always good to be just on dogs. But I tell you what, I have tried to change, and I'm not joking. Every time I've tried to go on a favorite, I've actually lost. So I've realized something, that my goal in this gambling thing, this whole fun of it, is I'm good at picking dogs. So that's what I do, and that's what and also live betting. I'm learning live betting, and I recommend that everybody else does the same. They try to learn and watch live betting. It can be tricky and they can fool you, but watch the numbers. My advice is watch the numbers, and you'll see numbers in all different games repeat themselves, and those numbers always hit. And once you learn that those numbers always hit, you can always pound it. So that's where I go with.
Cool.
And,
I think it's good to say for you too is, I know you say that you like dogs and it's good betting dogs, but I think what's more apropos in a lot of cases is if you look and you follow and you watch the spots and you pick your spots, you find a great spot for that team, whether they're a dog or a favorite.
Correct.
That okay?
That is correct. I'm not just out picking dogs. I'm picking spots where the dog's going to win within a series and within the game. Yes, that's correct.
There we go. I like that. I think that's a little bit cleaner.
yes. You actually presented it a little bit better. It's not just me going and saying I like this dog and this dog and this dog. No, I actually pick the spots. Yes, sir.
We have to say that. We have to say that sometimes on Twitter, because when you generalize a statement on this show or you put it on Twitter, people then take it and misconstrue it and turn it into, all Philly picks does is bet dogs. And that is not necessarily the case. So sometimes we have to, add that little additive into it.
Right. Exactly. Thank you.
Because everybody thinks, from me talking about my money line and like your favorites, that I bet minus 5,000 money lines every week.
No, yeah, I see it. I know I have haters too. Everybody says everything too. So.
That's when you invite them to the block party, buddy. The block party.
I do parties all the time. Hey man, I want to thank you for having me on today. I'm sorry that I didn't have time to spend a whole lot of time on the show. I've got a lot going on here, but I want to give a few shout-outs if you don't mind.
Of course.
I'd give a shout-out to hashtag the Summer Shandy crew, hashtag the Dog Pound crew. I want to give a big shout-out to Chai Picks, and I want to give a shout-out to you two guys. Thank you, and let's keep it going. I can't wait.
You owe us a hosting spot. When we gonna get you the host player?
One day we're gonna do it during football season. We call it the Twilight Zone.
All right, I'm all over that, man. I am all over that. I'm all over that. And you know what? I remember. Cats don't know this, but you and I stayed involved a lot during the NCAA for basketball too. We killed basketball this year.
Yeah,
we killed college basketball.
Yeah.
We did.
Oh.
Cool.
Man, I wish I could bring college. I wish I could bring them kids back on the court right now.
We're going to do the same with football, man. I can't wait for football. So.
Oh, my football is listen. One thing I'm really big at trying to learn my lesson. I don't like to make mistakes over and over again. And I got to be honest with you. Between yourself, my boy K Picks, and a couple other people out there. I got my man Rob Dog, obviously over there at $. I am definitely my 1 week football last year. My college football was absolutely awful.
Yeah.
My college football was awful. So with you guys, Papa Smurf too. Papa Smurf had some great college. Yeah. I have really got to tailor my college football game after all of you guys' styles and taking bits and pieces from all of you, because I am not going to have the same college football season that I had last year. Nope. I'm just not doing it this year.
Nope.
So let's join together. Cool. Hey, so real quick. Hey, I don't believe American League's going to win, guys. I think it's a National League today, and I think it's going to be an 8. Like a 3, it's going to be 8 runs, and I think it's going to be a 5-3 game. Nationals win.
All right, and so that would be
first
over.
Run, hey, I tell you what, the value is in this first run score in the first inning. There's value in that. So think about it. On my side, it's plus 140. You do have a lot of home run hitters coming up to the plate. So, and they are trying to make a show and exciting. So plus 140 is an option for you if you are a dog player. So there you go.
Cool deal.
Have a good day, guys.
All right, brother.
Okay?
Take care, man. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on, Phil.
Yeah, we'll see you soon. All right.
All right, brother.
Bye, guys.
All right, Dream. Always a pleasure having him on.
No doubt. And I feel bad because, I had told him I was going to get back. What I do is I book the spot. I ask them if people want the date. They'll tell me, yeah or no, or yeah, they can make it, they can, and I'll book it. And then usually I'll send them I'll holler at him a couple of days, like I was supposed to holler at him actually Sunday, but I went to the beach with the kids and, got home and just didn't feel like bothering anybody for the most part. And I just assumed that he was ready to go. So it is actually my fault that I didn't follow up with him. And I feel kind of bad about that. But hey, he came on and still trooped it out for us guys. And I appreciate him coming on. I got to be honest with you. There's very few guys, like I said already, I said it one time, very few guys that I tend to really listen to. I mean, I listen to everybody. I see a point in this, I can see a point in that, and yeah, I understand what you're getting at. But as far as me actually, adopting a change my style of gambling and not do something just like if I see him on the exact opposite of something I'm at, it may cause me to, tail back what I'm going to play or even not even play it, just, as out of respect of that I like what he does and I know he knows what he's doing. Got a few other guys like that I feel the same way about. And then other people, I just keep it, I keep playing what I play. But hey, everybody's got their own style, so you have to, adapt it to whatever you see fit and what you like.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So, dude, awesome show today, man.
I loved it, man.
With no sports going on. I mean, there are sports. There's soccer, there's CFL, the whole stuff. But we're really not educated in that, guys. So,
but you know what? It's a great time, obviously, also to talk. To get a little bit of lingo in with the nation and not just be sports and gambling driven. It's a great week, guys. As we said, get your life in order, get your perspectives in order. Just a great time to think about game planning for the future, whether it's gambling, whether it's real life, whatever it is. You got to break here, utilize it. I always say make the most of each and every day because you can't get this time back, and there's nothing more truer than that. So, do your thing, guys. Enjoy yourself. It's a nice week. You got off. You're not crunching numbers. The fam's got to be happy that you're not. I don't know how you do it, but if anybody that gambles, trust me, it takes time away from time you could be spending with the family. It just does. Right. I mean, I think I got it honed down, but it just does. If it's even me sitting at the table with them, listening to them talk, but thinking about, damn, I wonder if the Phillies just scored. Went on in my back of my head when they're telling me something. Gambling, it does take over your mind, your day, and your time. So you have to learn how to keep it in perspective.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So, hey, dude, who do you want to shout out, man, before we close out of here?
Hey, I want to shout Phil out one more time, brother. Thank you for coming on last minute. Guys, we got Fully Direct Sports Solution is coming on tomorrow to chit-chat with us. I can't wait for that. It should be happy. Big shout-outs to past guests who have come on and are getting us through this week, as we have had the Canadian Capper on yesterday, and he gave us some great information. Big ups to Vegas Girl for coming on last Friday. Frank Vincalato, who also made it for us on the ninth. We loved him coming on, and thank you so much for your support. Guys, thank you so much for everybody who's been retweeting the show. I got to get over here and give you guys a quick holler. Hold on 1 minute. We got my man Marlon in the mix this morning. Hang on one sec, guys, as I pull this up. So I don't want to miss nobody. Oh, I got a little pic. Oh, Yato sent us a little pic. Oh, very nice, Yato. Young lady in the hat, he sent us a little pic of. And I'm getting feedback on. I'm getting some feedback on the guest player.
Oh yeah, no, nobody's feeling that, dude.
Not according to Twitter.
Keep going. What else you got?
Nobody's feeling that. That means Hatter's the only person not feeling it. Hey, I want a big shout out to Randomly Unpredictable, Total Sports Edge, Chai Picks, Benjamin Rose, Spot Bet, 808, Mr. Mayhew, Who Mayhew. KMVU is out there, P for Press, Christos, J Laugh is out there, Yip 82, Frank Vincolato, J Cass, James Harrelson, Brian Terrell, Jeff Ryan, Boston Boy, Vegas Girl 92661, OJFU, what's happening, brother? Holiday, Phillies Picks, thank you again for coming on. Harry Stankiewicz is out there, my man Doc is out there, Tip Talker's out there, Joseph Del Rosario, G Rose, Get a Vegas Bookie, C Rodriguez Jr., System Pick 63. We got Jordy's Best, Mr. Tanakis, Casano, Yado, Marlon, Richard Comic, Irvin, what's going on, Big Irv, D, Ciroc King J, Buddy the Dog, Rick Lopez, Jim Rome is a douche, Postal Pete, and Sports Shark. Guys, I am the dream. Always remember who you with. Make the most of each and every day, as you cannot get this time back, and we'll be hollering at you tomorrow.
Oh, yes, sir. Who do we got? We got Direct Sports Solutions tomorrow?
Direct Sports Solution is coming on tomorrow.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. All right, man. Looking forward to tomorrow's show, man. I'm looking forward to Freaky Fridays on Fridays, which has been... Dude, it's been like taking over the internet, man, the Freaky Fridays, kid. So looking forward to Friday. So we got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday coming up, man. And then on the weekend, Friday brings baseball back, and on Saturday and Sunday, we have the evil genius of Major League Baseball, who I can't wait to get back on. Guys, we got
a bunch of upcoming too. By the way, just to give you guys a little roster for the rest of the week, Rafael Esparza is going to be on Thursday to talk a little bit about the WNBA with us.
Oh, sweet.
So he'll be able to kick it. That'll be stellar as well. I'm working on trying to get last week's winner on the show for Friday to judge. We're working on our Freaky Friday format. We're thinking of what we're trying to do is the person who wins the week before, we're trying to bring them on to judge the week after. So I've been back and forth in contact with him as well. I haven't gotten him scheduled in yet, but hopefully that will work out. Also on Saturday, Rob Dog is coming on Saturday with you and
nice.
You and Dr. Dizzle. So tell Dr. Dizzle to let Rob have a couple of words. Let him get a couple words in.
Well, we're going to have like an hour full of baseball, and then we're going to go into college football.
I know. But Rob Dog is going to be on with you guys on Saturday. I couldn't get him on. The weekend worked better for him, and I hate it because I wanted to get him on while I was on, and I wanted to get him on during the week. Obviously, as we got nothing going on, it's been a great time to talk some college football. But he is coming on Saturday, so you guys stay tuned for that as he will have great college football insight.
All right, sounds good, guys. We are Sports Bettors TV. We are the biggest show in the world, having an absolute blast 7 days a week. We are on all the social media outlets. You already know what those are, so follow us there. And we'll keep it moving, man. So we love you to death, guys. Go out there. Go easy. Do your own homework. Bet your own plays. Don't be betting anything you don't know anything about. And get that money. Take care.
Peace.